Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Icy Boy 1990, and I'm just here with a video just to explain to you on how to get the Hustler Rebounder badge on Hall of Fame. I'm just gonna show you how I do it, and it's a grind, to be honest with you. It's a grind, but that's basically. I'm just gonna show you actually a replay on how I did that right there, because one thing you have to realize about getting this badge is, I believe it's more about getting more offensive rebound than it is defensive rebounds. Both of them are equally important, but at the same time, to get this badge, you can actually get less offensive boards than you do defensive boards, and you will see that you will get the badge quicker that way. Um, Getting this badge is all about technique, and that's one thing people got to realize about this game is that the smarter players that's in the park or pro-am, they understand it's about technique to actually get these rebounds. I'm actually going to show you. Now, I'm bagging Tristan Thompson down. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm actually trying to get into position, but I'm also looking at the clock. The clock, actually, if I can see it, the clock says it's 6 seconds. So the purpose of me is to bag the person down, get in position, get them in the post, bag them down so that so I can leave them a little bit of time for them to shoot. And the reason why you do that is because you want to get into position so you can know when they shoot so you can quickly get into position. If you don't know when they shoot, then it's going to be hard to get into position, and rebounding is key in a sense of getting into position. You want to get into position. So I'm bagging him down, right? So I get the ball. Let me go back. Okay, I get the ball. So that's me getting the ball, and I'm holding it. You see it's 8 seconds, 7 seconds. I'm bagging him down, right? So now what I'm doing is I'm getting to position. This is one thing too, side note. You want to have this on Hall of Fame. Oh, some people won't. That's fine, but I'm going to tell you right now, this guy over here, this guy does not miss on rookie. In fact, it's not even just him. It's the whole team. The coaches even getting buckets. They don't miss. And one of the most frustrating parts about getting this badge is not just getting into position to grab the boards, because that could be hard too, but it's also hoping that they miss. Like, this is the one time I actually want these niggas to miss so that I can grab the board, right? Because that's what you're striving for, is to get the boards. So what I do is I put it on Hall of Fame because I know more times than not they're going to miss on Hall of Fame than they would on rookie. Rookie, they getting buckets. So what I do is I make sure there's difficulties on Hall of Fame. This is most of the time what I do. I bag them down. Let me get it back again. I'm bagging them down. 7 seconds, 4 seconds. He shoots, right? Now, of course, this is a contested shot. Now, on rookie, he will make this. And this is on LeBron, right? He will make this. But I'm like, okay, at the same time, I know this is on Hall of Fame, so he probably finna miss. Now, this is what I'm doing. I'm getting into position. You want to get into position a lot of times, either you're in the post and you're trying to fight to get in front of them, in front of the rim. So you actually start off in front of them sometimes when you're trying to bag them down, and then you want to fight by using the right stick and maybe turbo, which is the right stick, I guess, the right trigger, to get in front of them. So you want to be behind their back. You want to be in front of their back, if that makes sense. You want to be in front of their back. Now I've already got him into that position. He's looking up. See, I'm already right here, and I knew this was brick, so I'm the only one right here. I am the only one right here. So I just snag. You see, I just snagged just like that. I'm the only one right here. Snag out of all of them, right? Now, of course, they strip it, but you also get putback king as well, which is big for having. I got putback king, bruiser, brick wall, hustle rebounder. I got all of that for my center, for this man right here. I got all of that. But it's just when you take it up, the key thing. So it's like you earning two badges at once. Because most times you'll be able to, grab the board and snag it up. Now, I think they say you need at least 500 offensive rebounds and 700 defensive rebounds. So meaning you can earn these badges in two ways. But if you just do the offensive way, you will actually get the badge a lot quicker. So that's just the thing. You want to get into position. Now, of course, you're not going to always be able to box them out. Sometimes it's not always that easy. And because this is on Hall of Fame, you got people that will still snag over you that you won't even believe. I mean, you got point guards that snag all over you in the park. And you think to yourself, like, I got the badge. How come they doing this? Maybe because they got position. See, let me teach you something real quick. A lot of people don't understand about basketball. They don't understand about how some people can have more rebounds than another person. They think they're better than you. Like, oh man, he horsed you or he out snagged you. Let me tell you something. It's all about positioning. It's all about positioning and technique. See, you see now. Sometimes again, this is on Hall of Fame, so sometimes they'll still reach over you. But the way I just did that, now I'll go right on back to it. Let me exit this off. I'll go right on back to it. Go out of here. This is me right here, right? So I got Tristan Thompson. I'm bagging him down, like I always do. I'm bagging him down, right? So let me just go back in. I'm bagging him down strong, right? I'm just buff as fuck. He cannot hold me. I'm just too strong, right? But then he got strong too. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. So I pass it out because more times than not, the time is 4 seconds. You want to, I'll say around 8 seconds, maybe 7. You want to like release the ball. So you have time to get into position. You don't want to be trying to still get into position, bagging them down, and sometimes they just too strong for your ass. You ain't finna just go nowhere. Like sometimes it's just not sweet. What you want to do is sometimes you don't know who's going to shoot the ball, so it's still important to get into position. Now, you see how fast I got into position right here? Now, I'm in front of him, right? Because I was still bagging him down in the post. So when I'm doing this, I just got right to the side, like this, right? And I got right over here. Now, I'm right at the rim. Now, of course, this is NBA 2K. This is, you know how they still do it with the AI computers. You know how they still do it. But even though I'm long as hell, and that should be my board, somehow the rebound still went to this motherfucker. I mean, I know how to jump for a rebound. I got the hustler grand badge. I got all of that. Yeah, he still snagged. So more times than not, it's gonna be about position. They still gonna clown you. You just expect that. It's not perfect. But one thing I have to say before I go off this video, because I'm not gonna do the whole thing because I already got it, is that at the end of the day, just know how to just. Here's the thing: people will complain and say, "Oh, well, you got out snagged and all this stuff," but again, man. It's about positioning. Let's say I'm on the defensive end, right? If I'm on the defensive end, I can't stay in the paint. No, I'm sorry. I can stay in the paint on the defensive end in the park. In the game, I can't stand in the paint. I have to move around, right? So, and then not even also on the offensive end and the defensive end, I can't just stand in the paint. In the park, you can stand in the paint all day on the defensive end. Just you know what I'm saying? Just waiting because there's no seconds. But on the offensive end, you only have 3 seconds. You know, 3 seconds seem like it's 2 seconds, right? So you can't just stand there. So, imagine if you got somebody on your team that is breaking shots and missing all kinds of shots, right? They're going maybe 1 for 6. That center in that paint can snag all day because he can sit in that paint all day. You see what I'm saying? Like, he can sit in that paint all day and just hustle and just grab the boards. Meanwhile, if he was on the offensive end, he can't do that, right? He has to constantly move in and out the paint because he don't want to get them seconds. So that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see, like, that's the thing. You can't really say all the time, oh, this person's better than you at snagging, because the only way, can't nobody out-snag me for the most part if I'm using a technique. Like, more times than not, this is not, like, I kind of made my center a little small. I shouldn't have done that. When I first made it, I thought this was the best build. When I first got the game, this is actually my first archetype. I rarely play with him. I don't even play with him, actually. But the point is that when my 7-footer, my 7'1" lockdown, paint protector, I rarely have any center. I don't care what badge you have. I barely have any of them out snagging me when it comes to me being on the defensive end, because for the most part, I can stand in that paint all day. I can't stand in the paint. It's different when I'm on offense. It also depends on if you got sharpshooters and they can't hit shots. Look at that. See, and they'll be, and here's the thing too, they'll be irritating doing that shit too. Like, he could have shot the motherfucker, but he decides to still just stand there and shit. So it's gonna be frustrating to get this grind, and expect your grade to be a D sometimes too, because you trying to get a shot off or you're trying to grab rebounds. But like, my thing is this: is at the end of the day, it's all about technique. It's all about positioning. When you're trying to go for a rebound, and you can't, especially on the defensive end, when you can stand in the paint all day, you want to get in front of your man after the ball is already shot and it's at the rim, because you got that box out, you can jump before them and you're in front of them, so you're likely to get the rebound. Now, of course, if they are a glass cleaner and you're not, and they got the badge, sometimes they'll do it. Sometimes they'll win. But at the end of the day, it's all about technique, man. So, but hey, man, if you like this video, just like it, and I'll come out with some more videos, man. And let me know in the comments what you think. All right, man. Peace.